जी, आज डिफेंस डे ऑफ पाकिस्तान के हवाले से यहाँ हाई कमीशन फॉर पाकिस्तान कैनबरा में हमने एक तकरीब का एहतमाम किया। उसमें बड़ी तादाद में ऑस्ट्रेलियन डिफेंस फोर्सेस से ऑफिसर्स ने शिरकत की। यहाँ पे हमारे जितने फ्रेंडली कंट्रीज़ हैं उनके डिफेंस अटैचेस आज हमारे साथ हैं। बड़ी तादाद में पाकिस्तानी डियास्पोरा जो यहाँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मौजूद है उन्होंने शिरकत की और हमने हाईलाइट किया पाकिस्तान की डिफेंस फोर्सेस की जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है मुल्क के दिफा के लिए और ग्लोबल और रीजनल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी के हवाले से। तो पाकिस्तान के जो ऑफिसर्स हैं उनकी परफॉर्मेंस दुनिया के मुख्तलिफ जो ट्रेनिंग मिलिट्री ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन है उनके अंदर उसे भी हाईलाइट किया और ख़ास तौर पर पाकिस्तानी फ़ौज का जो किरदार है ग्लोबल पीस में यूएन पीस कीपिंग मिशन के हवाले से, तो उस हवाले से भी बात हुई और बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया गया पाकिस्तान की फ़ौज के किरदार को इन मेंटेनिंग ग्लोबल पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। जिस तरह आज 6 सितंबर हमारा यौम दफ़ा है, बेसिकली ये हमें याद दिलाता है कि अल्लाह ताला ने जो नेमत हमें दी और उसका हमारी कौम हमारे शहदा ने किस तरह दफ़ा किया और जो लोग हैं अपने शहदा को अपनी विरासत को अपनी चीज़ों को याद रखते हैं वही कौमें इंशाअल्लाह ज़िंदा रहते हैं और हम अपनी पाकिस्तानी शहदा पाकिस्तान आर्मी और पाकिस्तान के साथ हैं। पाकिस्तान पाइंदाबाद।
मैं यौम पाकिस्तान के मौके पर अपने फ़ौज के शहदा को खराज तहसीन पेश करता हूँ जिन्होंने अपनी कुर्बानियों की वजह से उस मुल्क पाकिस्तान में अमन का गहवारा बनाया हुआ है और जब भी पाकिस्तान को किसी किस्म के ख़तरात लाक होते हैं वो अपनी जानों का नजराना पेश करने में आगे हैं। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।
Ladies and gentlemen, I start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land where we meet and pay my respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. It is an absolute honor to represent Pakistan Armed Forces on the Defense Day of Pakistan to the friends from across the globe. Pakistan Armed Forces are a living saga of achieving excellence from scratch. We have not only contributed to world peace and security, but also has manifested our resolve through sacrifices and journey toward a safer world. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the shared values that bind us as a nation, united in our pursuit for peace and prosperity. Today, on the 6th September, we commemorate the Defense and Martyrs Day, a day etched in the history of Pakistan as a symbol of courage, unity, and sacrifices against aggression. It is a day that not only pays tribute to the valor of soldiers, sailors, and airmen in the times of war and calamity, but also acknowledges the resilience of our people in the face of adversity. In the last 2 decades, Pakistan has been an unwavering partner in the global war on terror. Pakistan's nation and armed forces have paid the heaviest price to fight the war on terror, and we continue to do so till all such inimical forces are defeated. Our soldiers and civilians alike have shown immense courage in countering the menace of terrorism, often at a great personal cost, including over 80,000 casualties. The sacrifices made by our people are a testimony to commitment for a world free of aggression and terrorism. In order to enable Pakistan Armed Forces to protect the sovereignty, our defense industry started their journey in 1947 with no asset held, as all 18 defense industry units they were located across border. Sheer commitment to cause and to safeguard our national interest, Pakistan defense industry evolved to achieve excellence in the defense manufacturing and equipment. Pakistan Armed Forces have always contributed significantly in maintaining world peace by actively participating in the United Nations peacekeeping missions around the globe. Since 1960, over 230,000 troops they have served under the UN banner in the peacekeeping operations. And almost 171 troops, they laid their lives for maintaining peace as a manifestation of the global spirit. As I speak now, we have over 4,000 troops performing the peacekeeping mission around the globe. At this occasion, I also want to duly acknowledge the strong and rich history of collaboration and cooperation between Pakistan and Australian Defence Forces across many fields. Our shared interest of safeguarding peace opens multiple avenues for future. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here representing defense establishment from across the globe, let us remember that the pursuit of peace is a collaborative effort and upholding the UN Charter and resolutions in true spirit. Pakistan Armed Forces will continue to play their role in safeguarding the national interest and a safer world. At the end, I thank everyone out of you for sparing time and joining us at this occasion. Now, a short movie clip of Pakistan Armed Forces and its defense industry will be displayed.
And a very good afternoon to all of you. It's an absolute pleasure for me to welcome you all to the High Commission for Pakistan and join us in celebrating Pakistan's Independence Day. But let me begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge our friends and colleagues from the Australian Defence Forces, from the Department of Defence, and defence attaches from friendly countries around the world. Let me also acknowledge key members of the Pakistani diaspora who've travelled from different parts of Australia to be part of this ceremony. 6th of September is marked as Pakistan's Defence Day. The day reminds us of the immense sacrifices that our soldiers, men and women, have made for the security of the country. But it also reminds of their contributions that they have made to global as well as regional peace and security. Brigadier General Laik spoke about our contribution to the UN peacekeeping missions. Pakistan since 1960 has contributed more than 200,000 men and women to 46 UN peace missions all over the world. We've laid 166 precious Pakistani lives to maintain peace and security all over the world. Pakistan and Australia enjoys strong bilateral ties, including very robust defense ties between our two countries. These ties date back to 1912, when first Australian soldier got his training at the Command and Staff College, Quetta. And then in 1915, our soldiers, along with their Australian and New Zealand comrades, fought the Gallipoli War together. And then again, moving this relationship, these ties have been gaining momentum as well as strength as we move forward. Since 1910, this relation and 1912, for almost a decade now, these relations have been gaining strength. Since 2010, both our countries have maintained defense and security talks regularly, and since 2014, we have maintained regular 1.5 security dialogue between our two countries. Pakistani soldiers have been regularly trained at the Australian training academies, and the Australian soldiers have been getting their training at the Pakistani training institutions. I was just talking to someone, a journal, Australian journal, and felt so proud to learn how well our cadets and our instructors have been performing at the Australian military training academies. Pakistani soldiers. They have not only contributed to the Pakistani security, but they have also contributed to global security and peace. In Afghanistan, we work closely with our Australian friends. And I was again talking to another Australian general, and he mentioned how he worked closely with the Pakistani army in the aftermath of 2005 earthquakes in Pakistan. And discussing with another Australian general before we commenced this ceremony, how we worked closely in the aftermath of 9/11 and in our mission in Afghanistan together. So in the changing geostrategic realities as well as shifting global and regional alliances, Pakistan remains committed to global peace, regional peace, and security. We look forward to working with our Australian friends and colleagues, but we also look forward to working with all our friendly countries who are represented by their defense attaches for global peace, for global security, and for global prosperity. Let me conclude by once again thanking you all for being part of our celebration. It's an absolute pleasure to have all of you. I hope you will enjoy the Pakistani cuisine also. Thank you very much.